Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. So in today's lecture, we will practice some questions based on inverse trigonometric functions. In this class, we will start from question number 1 and we will discuss till question number 6. The images used in our slide deck are for educational purposes only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. Let's start with question number 1. Question number 1 says that we have to basically find the principal value of sine inverse cos 33 pi by 5. So the hint of this question is, since we have to find the principal value of sine inverse cos 3 pi by 5, right? So first we will try to convert this into sine inverse sine of something, and after that sine inverse sine of x is equal to x when x is between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, right? We will apply that concept, right? So x should be between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, right? Okay. So in this way, you can try to approach this question. You have 10 seconds to solve or think about this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part. The formula and key points we will use in this question is sine of pi by 2 minus theta is equal to cos theta. Second, sine inverse sine x is equal to x when x belongs to minus pi by 2 to pi. Next, sine of 2 n pi plus theta is equal to cos theta. Right. Now let's move to the solution. Cos 33 pi upon 5 is equal to cos 6 pi plus 3 pi by 5 is equal to cos 3 pi by 5, which is equal to cos 3 pi by 5 can be written as sine of pi by 2 minus 3 pi by 5, right? And after solving this, you will get sine pi by 2 minus 3 pi by 5 is equal to sine of minus pi by 10. Therefore, sine inverse cos 33 by 5 is equal to sine inverse sine minus pi by 10 is equal to, and we know that sine inverse sine of x is equal to x when x between minus pi by 2 to pi. You can see that minus pi by 10 is lying between minus pi by 2 to pi. Therefore, sine inverse sine minus pi by 10 will be equal to minus pi by 10. Right. Therefore, option D is the right choice. Minus pi by 10 is the right answer. Got it? Option D, minus pi by 10 is the right answer. Got it? Now let's move to the next question, question number 2, which says if summation of I is equal to 1 to 20 sine inverse xi is equal to 10 pi, then summation of I is equal to 1 to 20 xi is equal to. So what can we do in this question? The hint of this question is, first see, from I is equal to 1 to 20, summation of sine inverse I is equal to 10. What is maximum value of sine inverse x? Maximum value of sine inverse x is pi by 2, right? So if you add pi by 2 20 times, then it is coming out to be 10 pi, right? That means each value in this summation is taking the maximum value, that is sine inverse x in each term will be equal to pi by 2, right? So in this way, you can try to approach this question. You have 10 seconds to solve or think about this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part. Since we know that sine inverse x is always between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, therefore sine inverse xi is equal to pi by 2, right? Because for I is equal to 1 to 20, right? Why? Because each term is taking value pi by 2. That's the only way we can get 10 pi, right? If any value is becoming less than pi by 2, then the summation cannot reach 10 pi, right? Therefore, each value of sine inverse x should be equal to pi by 2, right? Therefore, xi should be 1 for all I is equal to 1 to 20, right? So we basically have to add 1 20 times, right? Therefore, the summation of I equal to 1 to 20, xi is equal to 20. Therefore, option A 20 is the right choice. Clear? Option A 20 is the right answer. Got it? Now let's move to the next question, question number 3, which says the domain of the function defined by f(x) is equal to sine inverse root over x minus 1 is. We basically have to find the domain of f(x) is equal to sine inverse root over x minus 1. Now, see, the hint of this question is domain of sine inverse x is x is between -1 to 1, right? -1 to 1. So in this way, you can try to calculate the domain by putting root over x minus 1 between -1 to 1, right? In this way, you can try to approach this question. You have 10 seconds to solve or think about this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution, right? Okay, let's move to the solution part. The formula and key points we will use in this question is, we know that domain of sine inverse x is x belongs to -1 to 1, right? Now we have given function sine inverse root over x minus 1, right? Therefore, root over x minus 1 will lie between -1 to 1, right? So if we square both sides, x minus 1 will always lie between 0 to 1, right? You can observe that uh, it's not like root over x minus 1 is, if root over x minus 1 is between -1 to 1, and if we square, then x minus 1 is between 1 to 1. Not. Since if we square both sides, uh, if we square both sides, then x minus 1 will lie between 0 to 1, right? 0 to 1. Clear? Therefore, x will lie between 1 to 2. Clear? Therefore, the domain of the function is x belongs to 1 to 2. Clear? Therefore, option A is the right choice. Note it, option A, 1 to 2 is the right choice. Fine. Let's move to the next question. The value of cos of 2 cos inverse x plus sin inverse x at x equal to 1 by 5 is. We basically have to find the value of cos 2x inverse x plus sin inverse x at x equal to 1 by 5 is. So, what can we do? We know that, see, the hint of this question is, we know that the value of sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is pi by 2, right? So after putting the value of sin inverse x plus cos inverse x pi by 2, you can easily reach to the answer part, right? So in this way, you can try to approach this question. And after getting the value of this expression in terms of x, you can put the value of x equal to 1 by 5. Clear? So you have 10 seconds to solve or think about this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution, right? Okay, let's move to the solution part. The formula and key points we will use in this lecture, in this question is, we know that cos of pi minus x is equal to minus cos x. Cos of cos inverse x is equal to x when x belongs to -1 to 1. Right. Now let's move to the solution. Cos of 2 cos inverse x plus sin inverse x is equal to cos of 2 cos inverse x plus sin inverse x minus sin inverse x, right? What we have done, we have basically added sin inverse x and subtracted sin inverse x, right? Now, let's put, we know that cos inverse x plus sin inverse x is equal to pi by 2, right? So let's put it as pi by 2. Therefore, we will get cos of pi by 2 into 2 will be pi. Cos of pi minus sin inverse x, which is equal to minus of cos sin inverse x, right? Which is equal to minus of cos sin inverse 1 by 5. Since x is equal to 1 by 5, therefore it is equal to minus of cos inverse root over 1 minus 1 by 5 square. Clear? Therefore, it is equal to minus of cos inverse 2 root 6 upon 5. Now we know that cos inverse x is equal to x when x is between -1 to 1, right? Therefore, minus of cos inverse 2 root 6 by 5 is equal to minus of 2 root 6 by 5. Clear? Therefore, option D, minus of 2 root 6 by 5 will be the right answer. Clear? Now let's move to the next question, question number 5, which says the value of cos of tan inverse sine cot inverse x is. So you see, the hint of this question is what we can do. Since we know that sine of sine inverse x is x, tan inverse tan x is equal to tan x is equal to x, cos of cos inverse x is equal to x, right? Therefore, first we will try to convert this cot inverse x into sine inverse x. Therefore, a sine of sine inverse x will be sine of sine inverse something. Sine of sine inverse theta will be equal to theta. So we will try to approach this question with this concept. You have 10 seconds to solve or think about this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution, right? Okay, let's move to the solution part. The formula and key points we will use in this question is, we know that cos of cos inverse x is equal to x when x belongs to minus 1 to 1. Sin of sin inverse x is equal to x when x belongs to minus 1 to 1. Now we have cos of tan. We have in question cos of tan inverse sin cot inverse x. Let cot inverse x is equal to alpha. Therefore, cot alpha is equal to x. Therefore, cosec alpha is equal to root over 1 plus x square, right? Therefore, sin alpha is equal to 1 by root over 1 plus x square. Now, alpha will be equal to sin inverse 1 by root over 1 plus x square. Hence, cos of tan inverse sin cot inverse x is equal to cos tan inverse sin inverse 1 by root over 1 plus x square. Therefore, it is equal to cos of tan inverse 1 by root over 1 plus x square. Clear? Now, let's convert tan inverse 1 by root over 1 plus x square in terms of cos inverse something. Cos inverse this expression, right? Therefore, it will be equal to cos of cos inverse root over x square plus 1 upon x plus 2. Clear? Now, let tan inverse 1 by root over 1 plus x square is equal to beta. Therefore, tan beta will be 1 by root over 1 plus x square. Therefore, sec beta will be root over 1 because sec theta is equal to root over 1 plus tan square theta. Therefore, sec beta will be equal to root over 1 plus 1 by 1 plus x square. And it is equal to root over x square plus 2 upon x square plus 1. Right? Therefore, cos beta is equal to root over x square plus 1 upon x square plus 2, which is equal to root over x square plus 1 upon x square plus 2. Clear? Therefore, cos beta will be equal to root over x square plus 1 upon x square plus 2 will be the right answer. Got it? Okay, let's move to the next question. Question number 6, which says the equation tan inverse x minus cot inverse x is equal to tan inverse 1 by root 3 has how many solutions? So, what can we do? First, you will try to convert this equation in terms of tan inverse both the sides. Therefore, tan inverse x minus tan inverse 1 by x is equal to tan inverse 1 by root 3. After that, you can try to convert tan inverse a minus tan inverse b is equal to tan inverse a minus b upon 1 plus ab, like that. And after that, you can when you will equate this, you will easily get the number of solutions, right? So in this way, you can try to approach this question. You have 10 seconds to forward think about this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution, right? Okay, let's move to the solution part. The formula and key points we will use in this question is, we know that tan inverse x plus cot inverse x is equal to pi by 2. Now, it is given that tan inverse x minus cot inverse x is equal to tan inverse 1 by root 3. Therefore, tan inverse x minus cot inverse x is equal to pi by 6, equation 1. But tan inverse x plus cot inverse x is equal to pi by 2, equation 2. Now, on adding equation 1 plus and equation 2, we get 2 tan inverse x is equal to pi by 6 plus pi by 2 is equal to 2 pi by 3. Therefore, tan inverse x is equal to pi by 3 and x is equal to tan pi by 3. Therefore, x equal to root 3. Therefore, the given equation has unique solution. Clear? The given equation has unique solution. Clear? So in this way, we have discussed a lot of different types of questions based on inverse trigonometric functions. Hope you understood the concepts, how to apply the concepts in the question, right? And hope you liked the lecture, right? Thank you so much.